everyone, and welcome to my new channel. Today I'm going to do a garden tour and greenhouse tour of my suburban backyard little homestead thing. I just recently got things in the ground in my 3 plots back there, so it's officially probably been about the second week that things have been in the ground. This is my first video, so I should probably introduce myself really quick. My name is Trish. I am a mom of 2 boys, 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. I've got a black brindle pit bull, a 9-month-old crazy farm cat. My husband, he works full-time and makes it able for us to be at home right now during quarantine. He is also an amazing mechanic. We're in the Midwest, like I said, in the suburb right outside of Madison. I will be trying to do a lot of lifestyle posts and things. I am always tinkering with something, so. All right, let's just head out there. Started a little Honeycrisp apple. Down here I have my extra beehive brute boxes, and then of course my supplies. This is a 7x7. My husband and I built this greenhouse at the very beginning of the quarantine when he was home with me. So it was all in all maybe $200, but there's plenty more to be done here. Behind me I have my trellis, and that has my blueberries that are doing amazing. My strawberries, oh my goodness, they need some help. So bad, so dry. I think so. My plan with this is to have it be completely full of like strawberries and blueberries. I'm just working on getting those strawberries, and they just keep dying or not even like popping up, so I gotta figure out what the problem is. And then are my herbs that are still left over. We've got sage, chamomile, bell pepper, basil, love basil, lavender, sunflowers, extra green beans, my red cabbage, and then peppers and oregano. Oh, get over here! Damn dog. We got a lot of the good framing done. Almost everything is done on this except for a few more of the paneling and some ventilation since it's so freaking hot in there and it's so dry. We'll get to that as we go. It's not a huge thing. I'm not worried about it right now. It was supposed to be an inexpensive project anyways. Here I'm standing on the very edge of our property on the very back side. We do have a highway running back here. That's why my plan was to plant these, they're juniper arborvitae sort of trees, but they're dead now, so they're useless to me. And then I have this nuke box that hasn't gotten any luck with the beehives. Along here, I had planted sunflowers and corn. There's clearly animals coming in here and digging these things up. There's barely any sunflowers left. See, it's gotten chewed off. I have no idea if they'll still survive past this. I'm hopeful, but I had just planted corn in between where the sunflowers are, and now I already have holes of probably dug up corn. Here at the first garden bed, this is where the climbing cucumbers are and stuff. So I have cucumbers. I had black beans, but they've clearly been eaten off. More cucumbers. Green beans are just getting terrorized by the squirrels or rabbits back here. I've been trying to put some of the hair and a repellent pepper and garlic spray. I think that's working pretty well. I've got some leaves on here now, but as you can see, they're in pretty bad shape. These are little baby red cabbages. Since I put the repellent out, this one has been surviving. Here's just some romaine style lettuce that was from the grocery store that we've regrown from the clippings, along with the celery here. That was the same deal, and it's doing really well. Again, with the onions too, it was actually from a store-bought onion, and it's regrowing itself. That's super cool. In the middle here is some thyme. There's also some thyme off to the side. It's not doing super well, but it did just come from that hot box greenhouse. And I've got some lavender here, which I love. Some more hair. This is dill. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised it's popping back out. The squirrels or whatever came in and just ate like all of my dill down to the bones. Between the boxes, I did plant some sunflowers and then some large purple zinnias. The zinnias are doing pretty well. Again, here's another one of the culprits of my poor sunflower that's been eaten off. My gardens are some sort of a mix between like a square foot garden, but they're only about 2 feet by 4 feet, so I kind of did it in thirds. It's a little bit smaller than a square foot. Middle garden is my favorite. It's got my tomatoes and my mint and my cilantro and my basil. So here are my tomatoes. I didn't label what variety they are, which is something I'm going to do next year because it just says tomato and I'm learning, holy smokes, there's so many different kinds. I believe these are just a very classic beefsteak tomatoes. And then over here we have started from seed from the tiny store-bought tomatoes. And then next to them actually was a volunteer out of that garden bed. And it was one of the larger sized cherry tomatoes. In the middle I have basil. I'm hoping to get those nice and big. Off to the side we've got some mint that was volunteered. I thought I dug it all up from last year, but whatever. It's a real rooty, branchy thing, so I can't get them out. I plan on putting bell peppers here. I don't have any yet in there, but I do have my bell peppers off to the side. They're really small, but I'm glad that they're not eaten or beaten. So then on both sides I have garlic, and then in the middle here I have marigolds. I wish I put nasturtiums in the beds, but I kind of got confused with marigolds and nasturtiums, thinking they were the same thing, but it'll be good either way. Bring in some pollinators. Now the third garden bed here is like the most amazing one. It's the biggest one. It's doing the best, and I'm so excited. Last but not least, we have the zucchini squash variety. So it'll be the yellow and the green squash that'll come out of here. Just 2 plants doing super well. I've got my chive scallion things just regrown from the grocery store. This is the garden bed that last year had all of those larger garden cherry tomatoes. So we've got a couple volunteers in here still. I try to pull out as many as I could. I've got sage here that I did plant purposefully, oregano that I believe something got into, and something else got into my corn. There was a pretty good hole over here, so I'm hoping that I still have some seeds in there. And I'm gonna let some of these volunteers still go. I do have some friends that are looking for tomato plants, and when they're big enough I will just get them out of there and re-gift them. I finally got the courage to do my garden tour, so it's not perfect, but we'll get there. And this vlog is mostly to keep a record for myself of what's been working, what's not working, and what I've done in the past, or also what I've had planted in the past. That's something that I wish I had written down or recorded from last year, because you forget. You think you're gonna remember, and you don't. I'm still learning so much about gardening. This is my 3rd year gardening. This is the first time I've done like a real full scale from start to finish greenhouse, that sort of thing. I'm always open to any recommendations or tips and tricks that you guys have seen work, especially for the animals and with the heat in my greenhouse. So you can always leave comments below. I'll do my best to reply to them, and I just appreciate the input. Thanks guys. Take care.